Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the English translation of the Majlis of Hazrat Maulana Qamar Uzzamansahebalahbadi Barakatuhum, which took place on Sunday night after the Magharib Salat, Sunday the 21st of Rabi'ul Awwal 1447, 14th of September 2025. This Majlis took place at Darul Ma'arif al-Islamiyya in Kareli, Allahabad, UP, India. Our Hazrat Wala is saying that without zikr, nobody ever reached. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to leave and used to go out to go and make his tilawat of the Quran Majid. He was a master hafiz of the Quran Majid. He would go to the civil lines and he used to take his walk there and carry out the tilawat. Sometimes he would come about and say that today I have read tomorrow's manzil already. His practice was to read one manzil that consists of so many paras of the Quran Majid every day. Now, the Khanqa is the place where we have to be particular about the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, and most definitely, abstain from fuzul gohi and layani, useless and futile things and talks. Today, we are engaged in so many of these type of things. There is no exchange and replacement for time. You may carry out the qaza of your salat, but there is no qaza for time. Make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When Hazrat Abrahul Haq Sahab came, I told him that we carry out zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for 10 or 15 minutes. And then he said, why? Meaning for such a short time. And then I said that people will not be prepared to sit for longer than that, meaning they leave after that time and then go and open their shops. Anyway, he said that, no, here's it here. Let me just calculate that again. You know, when people used to come and say to Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab that wazifa pura nahi hua, I'm unable to complete my readings, my wazaif and my zikr, askar, etc. He would answer by saying quite frankly that you do not have the azmat and the respect and the honor that deserves. Meaning that you would not stay absent from madrasa out of the fear that your wages may be cut. But here, because there's nobody to see, it is your ma'mul, it is your zikr, etc. That's why you are negligent about it. There is no importance attached to it. So here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also accepts this. The dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the greatest. After Maghrib Salat, we used to carry out the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to pass by and he would become so delighted. He would say to the women folk at home, just look at them, they are carrying out the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. On one occasion, Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab said, I am going to take your imtihan. Everybody, all of us, even the seniors who were there, all got into their kitabs and started preparing. And then after that he came back to us saying that since I told you people that you are so engaged in your kitabs that nobody took out any time to even read 2 rakats of salat or to carry out some zikr. On one occasion, Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab was leaving and the people that came there and just met him, they went quickly to greet him that, listen, we're not going to get a chance to meet Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab because he's leaving now. So they went to greet him. So I also came out in all of that. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab scolded me. I was his son-in-law and this was in front of everyone. And he said to me, don't you know, isn't this the time for your zikr? Isn't this the time that you carry out your zikr? तो अल्लाह ताला अपने ज़िंदगी को कारामद करने की सही अता फरमाए. Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq and the hidayat of making an effort to make our lives meaningful and fruitful. Listen, you will not, zindagi dobara nahi milegi. You will not get this life again. Waqt ki qadar, waqt ki nigrani, look after your time. A person wrote to Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahib, he wrote much about his zikr and askar, 2 full pages. And then Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahib, after reading that letter, right at the bottom just writes there, akhlaq ka kya hal hai? Listen, all of this is in its place, but what about your akhlaq? He understood that, okay, have you understood this year that I'm just on zikr? Do you have any fikr for your islah and your akhlaq, etc.? So, what is the khanqa all about? It is kathrat dhikr ma' husn khulq. Abundant remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala coupled with good character. Today, because there is no zikr in the heart of a person, we seeing what type of abhorrent character becoming apparent in such individuals. Hasad, jealousy, hatred, envy, whatever it is, the list goes on. So खूने दिल पीने को, लखते जिगर खाने को, यही ग़िज़ा मिलती है जाना तेरी दीवाने को. So अखलाक का क्या हाल है? What is the state of your akhlaq? So we need to do something. कामयाबी तो काम से होगी, न कि हुस्न कलाम से होगी, जिक्र के इल्तिज़ाम से होगी, फ़िक्र के इह्तिमाम से होगी. This is for one and all, and no one is excluded from this. Now you people also make dua. I stayed for some many long days with Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahib. You know, on the day of my nikah, my Walid Sahib was there also, my father, our Hazrat Wala is saying. And Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahib scolded, meaning that it's the day of your nikah, you have come here, you've got married, and there is no dates being distributed. Khune dil peene ko, lakhte jigar khane ko, yahi iza milti hai, jana teri diwane ko. So our lives has to be in accordance with the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We should keep in our minds and make ihtimam of the shariat. We should go to the ulama, find out, is this permissible, is it not permissible? Allah Ta'ala give me tawfiq, give my children tawfiq as well. You know, I came into hal today and I just started speaking, and I'm looking at my own condition. I'm looking at my own condition, and I said this to you people. Allahumma alif bayna qulubina wa aslih dhata baynina واهدنا سبل السلام ونجنا من الظلمات إلى النور وجنبنا الفواحش ما ظهر منها وما بطن وبارك لنا في أسماعنا وأبصارنا وقلوبنا وأزواجنا وذرياتنا وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. Our Hazrat Wala reads the same dua a second time again after that, and then concludes, ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم بحرمة سيد النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم.